It's rarely taught that our own bodies, the heart, also known as the seat of the soul, can be the center, the meeting place for alchemy, an inner alchemy of transmuting suffering into peace, of transforming what we may see as the darker, heavier emotions and experiences into that of light, freedom, and grace. This is the Mindful Adventure. Welcome. For today I want to share with you a very special meditation. It's Atisha's heart meditation. And for those of you who are not familiar with Atisha, he was a Tibetan Buddhist master from the 11th century, and he brought forth a very unique method. It's a heart meditation, so we're going to go into the heart space, but we're going to approach it from a little bit of a different perspective, those of you who aren't familiar with Atisha. I think nowadays, we hear of shielding oneself from the suffering of others, guarding one's energies, protecting oneself from the negative energies of what we say, those around us, or the negative energies that are out there in the world. All in the name of positive thinking. So I say that to say there's nothing wrong with positive thinking. But when you're moving into the heart space, I say that consciousness has room. Consciousness is the room and has the room for everything, for all beings, for all emotions, for the appearance of suffering, whether it is created by illusion or not is irrelevant at this point. We all see that beings are suffering. And oftentimes, what may be considered moving into the heart space and what may be considered being spiritual is taken to mean defense, protection from those who are not in that same space, those who may have an understanding or a lack of understanding or a different understanding, those whose energies don't quite jive with us. But some of that is very ego-oriented. Let's take a look at it from the heart space, with the eyes of a bodhisattva that has room for anything and everything. And this is what Atisha brought forward. And the heart meditation is not to, as we would assume, you'd want to breathe in the positive energy into oneself, self-love, self-acceptance, peace, harmony, and blessing. And then you breathe out all of one's negative energies. But Atisha says the opposite. And that's what we're going to do today, together. And in this practice, what I've seen is that the heart is an engine. It is the seat, the center of the alchemical process of transmuting energies. We just have to give ourselves the opportunity to taste and see for ourselves. And so this meditation can be broken down into 4 phases. Actually, if you look it up online, you'll find 3 phases, but Osho, Bhagwan, Rajneesh, his version of the meditation was in 4 phases. I know there's a lot of controversy about Bhagwan, Osho, Rajneesh. Whatever resistance is coming up for you with him, bring that into the meditation space as well and transform that judgment into understanding. But it can be broken down to 3 or 4 phases. The first is that together, we're going to breathe in our suffering on a personal, individual level. You know, whatever you're going through, whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart, if there's anything you've been holding on to, we're not going to push it away yet. There won't be a need to push because it'll be transformed through this practice. It may not be a one-time thing. You may need to do this several days, several months. It's up to you. But I'm inviting you to explore this right now. So, for the first 10 minutes, you breathe in your suffering, breathe in those emotions, breathe in that which you may be resisting, deep into the belly, of course bringing it down into the heart. And then you're going to breathe out its opposite. We're going into the duality to move towards non-duality. We have to really face the being in order to perceive our non-beingness, isness. And then for the second phase, you breathe in the suffering of those around you. The quote-unquote negative energies, or the things that maybe we perceive in others that one may need to defend oneself against or shield. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There is a place for that. Consciousness has room for everything. But in the second phase, you're going to actively, consciously breathe all of it in, slowly. And then exhale the peace, the harmony, the lightness, the joy, the blessing out into the universe for others. And then the third phase is doing the exact same process, breathing in all of the suffering, but this time of the entire world. And then exhale out with the happiness, the joy, and the bliss for the entire world, for all beings, for all of existence. And it's a beautiful process. Now, I know they say you should put on your oxygen mask before you put it on, the person that's sitting next to you. But this is the opportunity to do that. Not rushing to shield oneself from the suffering of others. I have a slight feeling that sometimes that, I've seen it in myself, was just my way of avoiding my own suffering. That egoic armor of, yes, I'm guarding my energies. The energy of the cosmos that appears and disappears within and as consciousness is non-possessive. So if this resonates with you, then this meditation, I think you will enjoy. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to do it for 5 minutes of each phase. The fourth phase, which is the witnessing phase, I'll leave out, and I'll put a link in the description for you to check out Osho's version of the meditation, which includes just witnessing the sensations, witnessing one's entire experience. And so, I don't usually meditate with music, but for this time, I think it's helpful. So, I'm feeling classical, feeling classy today. So I'm just going to put on a little bit of music for the next 13 to 15 minutes and until the conclusion of the meditation. And we'll go through this together. So, for the first phase, starting now for 5 minutes, we're going to breathe in through the nose. Breathe it deep into the heart space, down into the belly. And breathe out positivity, love, and blessing. In with the sadness. And breathe out the mouth. Happiness and joy for oneself. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. If you're feeling any pain, or guilt, this is also included. All of what you feel. Breathe in. Breathe out. It's opposite. We're transforming our suffering into bliss. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. And out. Breathe out slowly. Joy and radiance, gladness. Breathe in, disappointment. Breathe out, satisfaction. With oneself. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. Positive energy. And you can continue as I guide you for the next 2 minutes on transforming one's energies, the negative or dark perceptions of yourself. You're breathing all of that in consciously, and you're breathing out its opposite. And if tears arise, breathe in the acceptance, actually, or you can breathe in the rejection of that sadness if it's there. If there's anything in you that you are rejecting or denying, breathe that in and then out with acceptance, thanksgiving, and gladness and joy. If there's anger or resentment that you would like to heal, breathe it in deeply, take all of it in, into your being, and then exhale, peace, restfulness, acceptance, joy. As you continue, the magic of this process is that you'll see that you are the meeting place between past and future. You are the meeting space for which all duality has its play. Use your heart as the space for alchemy to transform your sadness into joy. Just a few more breaths. Breathe in envy and jealousy. If you have that, if you're holding on to it, breathe it in full acceptance into your heart space. And out with its opposite. Again, with love, acceptance, gratefulness. So now, continue with your eyes closed, and you're going to take in the suffering and the energies of those around you consciously, even if they're not physically around you. Those who are close to you in relationship, if you know they're suffering and you see their suffering and you see their sadness, you see the darkness. Bring that in through the inhale into the heart space. And exhale, its opposite. Joy, healing, peace. Breathe in through the nose, deeply. The suffering of others, and out through the mouth. Healing and gladness. In with the ignorance of others, however that appears in your mind, breathe it in. And out with enlightenment, truth, seeing. Repeat the process. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out healing, wholeness, completeness, and continue. In, 2, 3, 4, out. If you see judgment out in the world, in those around you, negative judgment, negative energies, appearing as self-judgment or self-hatred, breathe it in deeply into your heart space. 3, 4, and breathe out acceptance, healing, grace, love. Continue with the eyes closed. No need to visualize. You can visualize if you'd like, but just relax. You're putting your full attention into your heart as the engine of transmutation, of transformation, of energy. And breathe out positivity, love. And now for the last phase, continue to breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now breathing in the suffering of the entire world into the heart space. Breathe out healing, wholeness, peace. Breathe deeply in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, and out through the mouth, 2, 3. A lot of beings are in confusion. It's no secret. The deep confusion, misidentification, and the sleepiness that is going on across the globe. Breathe it in to your heart. And breathe out awakening, healing, and peace, and clarity. In, 2, 3, 4, all the suffering and the confusion of the world, and out with clarity, healing, and wholeness. And just a few more deep breaths before we conclude. In with the sadness of the world, and out with the joy and happiness. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. All is the self. May all beings love the self, and in that, automatically we love others. May your heart be open and receptive to understanding the self as it is, whole and complete. Namaste.